Hi there. I just want to make this a video very quick, I guess, in a way. I had a great rehearsal today at drama today, because I'm in a role and all that stuff. But what I really wanted to talk about today is plot lines. Um, well, not necessarily plot lines, but more like plot twists. Like good plot twists and bad plot twists, and how I hate plot twists that are bad, but I like plot twists that are good. But, what was I going to say? Oh, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I did see, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 the other day, back in Saturday. And it was phenomenal, fantastic, whatever you want to call it, except amazing, because you can't describe a movie called The Amazing Spider-Man with amazing. It is that. It is amazing, but you don't necessarily be like, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was amazing. It just sounds so generic and so simple to say. But, nevertheless, I'm full of energy today. Anyway, nevertheless, plot twists. And how good plot twists are good and bad plot twists are bad. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to do an Amazing Spider-Man 2 review until I've seen it a second time, because I'm going to go see it a second time and take a friend of mine to go see it, because I have to physically force her to go see it, because it was a great movie, and she still hasn't seen The Amazing Spider-Man, which was a phenomenal movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I need her to see that, and I need her to see this. So I'm forcing her to go see both. So, well, not go see both, but I'm forcing her to go see that, and then I'm going to force her to see the movie, the first one. But, anyway, plot twists. So, good plot twists and bad plot twists. I was looking at, like, ending scenes, or like plot twists, or like things in movies where like it turns it on the end. Like good plot twists are sort of like Total Recall. That's a sort of a good plot twist. Like at the end, the fact that it's like his actual memories, like everything that's going on. It's a really confusing movie, so I have to keep watching it. Also, the plot twists in Inception are really good. Um, the I was reading a lot on Reddit the other day of like all these endings, or like things that are in movies that you don't know, or like things that are like hidden messages, like that. You know how people like to look into movies and like be like tearing these pieces apart and like looking at this directly, like The Thing. The Thing is a really great movie. It's one of my favorite movies because of it's not just like a slasher up flick. It's like the special effects are like fantastic. They're not focusing too much on like the graphic fake kind of stuff. They're like actually making it like realistic looking, and also like doing the animatronic, like the new style weird kind of looking shit. And it's really cool because it's not just like the generic looking like legs, arms kind of monster. It's like it's like creepy crawly kind of shit. But what I also love about The Thing is how at the very end you don't know who the Thing is. Like you think it's the black guy, but it could be what's his name? MacReady. It could be MacReady, or it could be Childs. See, I do know their names, but and you have to really pick apart like the pieces. Like you have to figure out exactly when people are assimilated and when things are going on. Like a plot twist. Well, it's not. Well, I don't even know if I'm using plot twist correctly, but like hidden messages in movies and stuff, and like things that you didn't know that you have to really pick apart. Like a bad plot twist. Here's a bad plot twist for you. I'll go back to The Thing in later, but here's a bad plot twist where people like try to say like The Fault in Our Stars, like fantastic book. I haven't read it. I know everything because Tumblr ruined the fucking movie for me, but or the book and the movie, whatever the fuck you want to say, but bad plot twist is when someone was like plot twist. There's like a picture online. It was like plot twist. She was actually dreaming the whole time. He wasn't real. Those kind of plot twists where they just try to sum it up with a dream, or like it was fake, like it's not real, like everything is just a dream or something. Those are fucking bad plot twists because basically you can basically sum up any movie and say, oh, they were fucking dreaming. It's not real. Like any science fiction movie, any sort of thing where it's like a plot twist, like or something. Like Back to the Future, you could say he was dreaming. Anything you could say, basically anything. You could just basically sum up a movie and say that he was dreaming the whole thing up. Good plot twists. Fight Club has a great plot twist. You could say, oh, when people say the American Psycho was like all up in his mind and shit, like that's kind of like a bad plot twist. Like something where they're just like, oh, it was all in his brain, or it's like a dream and none of it's really happening, and you can just sum it all up with a dream, and you're just like, oh, that's not. Good plot twist is when you find out that in the Avengers, the whole thing that Loki was doing, everything that Loki did was also that he could go back to Asgard since he fell down to Earth and he couldn't come back. And then, so basically what the Avengers was Loki had first basically made every little detail happen so that he could go back to Asgard. He didn't want to take over Midgard. He didn't want to rule the humans. He wanted Asgard. So what did he do? He created problems on Earth. He made a deal with Thanos so that he could go back to Asgard, get the gauntlet, control Asgard, which he does at the end of Thor 2. That's another plot twist. But at the end of Thor 2, when he takes over Asgard, he now has control of Asgard. He can give the gauntlet to Thanos, who gave him that little deal that they had. So everything in the Avengers was Loki's plan. Like, the Avengers lost. That's a plot twist for you. That's a good one. Going back to The Thing, a good plot twist is the fact that, what was I saying? At the very, like, the blood, like, you never figure out what happened to the blood. You figure it out if you listen into detail. In the very beginning, the first person who was assimilated, I forget his name, the first person who was assimilated, Windows drops the keys. So you hear them clank on the ground. So that's where the keys go. So the assimilation grabbed the keys afterwards, or anybody who was assimilated, it could have been any of them, grabs the keys, opens up the blood, gets all the blood, and then puts the keys back on, what was his name? Clark. Puts them back on Clark, and frames Clark, basically. So, like, you have to really listen to, like, the little details. Those are good, like, plot twists. So at the end, the plot twist is, like, the Molotov, bombs. The bottles of gasoline that they were throwing with rags in them. They were throwing them and causing boom, fire, shit. At the very end, MacReady has a last bottle with gasoline in it. And he hands it over to Childs, and Childs drinks it, and nothing happens. So he's the fucking monster. Boom! That's a plot twist. That is a good plot twist. Like, I'm not talking about just like the plot twist that you see in movies, like when people look deep into them and they figure out, like, plot twist, this actually happened. And then there's a bad plot twist where people like, this is all a dream. Those are not good. Like, I have a story of mine man, I'm not really making this very short. This is 8 minutes long already. I'll just fast forward. There's a video idea I had of this guy who has a horrible life where he's living, and then all of a sudden he wakes up in the future. He doesn't know what's going on. He has a wife, blah, 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 all that shit. And then it turns out at the very end, I wanted to make it like the plot twist would be that he's in a coma state, but not like a dream, but like a coma state. Like, they're gonna leave him that way so that he just keeps dreaming. Like, you figure it out in the movie. Like, it's not something that people are saying happens, but it actually is a dream. But I want to make it more complicated than that, and not make it like, oh, he was dreaming, everything is great, it was bad, or it was all a dream, nothing bad happened. Like, he's in a fucking coma, he's never coming out of it, so they're deciding to not unplug him, and let him live out his little dream thing in his coma. And that's the very end. So, that blows. If you ever see that video that I want, or that movie that I want to make, where that happens, you will know the ending. So I just ruined the ending for a future video or a movie of mine. But anyway, that's plot twists for you. I was really upset, I guess, over Tumblr and their constant talk about plot twists being people dreaming. And they're not even, like, real plot twists. They're not like actual plot twists that happen in the movie. People think that that's what's going on, that the plot twist is that. But like, literally, that's not what everything is. Like, good plot twists are not just dreaming. Good plot twists are like, things you don't see coming, or things you never thought you would see, or like assessing a movie and realizing the plot twist is that this actually happened, like throughout the entire film this was going on and you didn't know until you really looked into it. That's a good plot twist. Something that you really look into but can't just solve with daydreaming. That's a good plot twist. So, thanks for watching, guys. Continue making videos and stuff. Hope for a review on my main channel soon after I watch the new Amazing Spider-Man again. See ya. 10 minutes? Holy fuck.